Think we're live. Hi, everybody. How are you? This is Mary Ellen, and coming to you from Moonrise Cottage. If you're new here, welcome. Let me know where you're chiming in from. We're going to take a look today at some, my guides are saying, general indications. And I decided, now that I'm back home and I'm mostly settled, I have some more things to do to get all the functions in the house. My guides are saying moving properly. So I think tomorrow I'm going to climb up into the attic space and try to turn on the hot water heater. We're going to take a look at my guides. For those of you that are, oh God, they just said commonplace. Common visitors is what they mean. You sort of know some of the details about Moonrise Cottage. So we're here to talk about aspects, it's one of their favorite words, of Capricorn. And we're going to do a couple of oracle cards, and we're going to jump into the body of the reading. So that's the first card out. That's phenomenal. The pearl threaded. These are the things. This is exactly the topic that's been on my mind, that's been on the topic list, I guess, for my guides for quite a number of months. And it is this topic, they're saying, they're calling it the topic, that we all need to focus now on very intently. We are going to be fine. We're going to come through this. It's a challenge. There's no way to sugarcoat it. So I left my journey that I had set out on to come home, partly for this reason, because I have family nearby, and I just felt that on some level I needed to be safe and near the people that I love the most, so that if anything happens to any one of us, we have a circle of protection, so to speak. So Capricorn, you're continuing your journey. This is all about you. And you know what? Hang on a second. I forgot. I have a little candle here, and when I was getting ready for the session, my guides were talking about lighting the candle together. So there we are. We're just for everybody, okay? My guides are saying, no matter your stripe, this is for all of us. So I like that. That's a very sweet notion. So Cappies, we know that you've been on this incredible hero's journey. And if you haven't seen some of my videos, if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you haven't seen some of the really older videos from a year ago, 2 years ago, go and look and see how you've been. Okay, my guides are talking about being roiled in order to assist you to stay on your path as a Capricorn carrying the weight of Pluto. And look how sweet it's turning. Isn't that beautiful? So the pearl threaded, we don't need any explanation about that. It speaks to all of us in these moments. And then the sweet soul rising, that you are playing a major role in what is happening with humanity. My guides have been talking about it for years. That's why they've been so hyper-focused, at least through my channel, on the Capricorn journey. So I like that it's turning this way. We just had Pluto, which is in your first house, conjunct Jupiter, I think yesterday or the day before. I still haven't come out of my driving across the country fog, so I'm not really sure about the exact date. As my guides always say, and I agree, please look at all of they call them the sacred astrologers, to understand how that impacted you, how it's impacting the planet. But this is the effort that we are all in now. That's why my guides have been talking about the tapestry, the stuff I talk about all the time. That's going to continue. So Cappy, we're entering, I think, into a place where you, my guides are calling you the planet builder. Yeah, I had a recent interaction with somebody, and the image that came up was Atlas, that this has been the Capricorn journey. And it's not about holding the world on your shoulders. It's about being the support system for the stars and for the planets and for destiny to unfold. So anytime you have Pluto in your first house, that's what you're going through. So since 2008, this is what Capricorn has had to endure and what you've been blessed with. So there's an acknowledgement now. And the emotion that's coming through is an enormous amount of gratitude, and they're talking about self-tenderness. They want you to be very, very tender with yourself over these next days, okay? So those both are from the Journey of Love. Let's take a look. Let's grab a card, an oracle card, if you will, from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Let's see what the shamanic energy wants to talk about, what my guides are saying, and has to do. So we'll consider this for the month of April. When I sat down, my guides were talking. I was talking with them, and I was thinking, well, what if we do something for the next 3 months? And they said, no, that's not good enough. Capricorn needs to hear from you. So, Spirit, what is going on for Cap? Okay, so this just dropped out. I'm going to pull one more. So, for April, for Capricorn, they're talking to me about the Council of All Beings. That's interesting. Yeah, okay. Just want to show you what's coming up in the deck, okay? 2 things popping right out. So that's the beloved. All the things I just said, this is the way you're being held by the Council of All Beings. That's what they're talking about. It's very interesting. And another shout out about your identity as the Rainmaker. All the things I was just saying. Okay? You folks, when the end of this year comes, are going to be further into your liberation process and into the process of exactly this, manifesting with joy what is meant to come for you in your own life. And look at that. Sorry, that came out right side up. Look, I believe you're going to be really continuing the process of letting go this month. And from an emotional perspective, heart chakra, heart center perspective is what my guides are saying. You are going to be able to mirror the universe and give back what is meant to be given from your human form as a spirit being here, having volunteered for this enormous task that you have undertaken. So that's pretty amazing. Whatever it is that you don't need, you can let go of it now. I think that's what we're talking about, at least in part. Just give into the universe that which no longer serves you on a personal basis. Because we're all here for a massive, okay, my guides just said study, a massive study in transformation. And you, as the universal beloved, because of this particular journey, you are the beloved. And they want you to know very, very deeply, as always happens for me, I get a little choked up when I talk about Capricorn. Look at the beauty that you display as a spirit being walking in human form. Okay? My guides are talking about this. They want me to highlight this when I talk about your beauty and being a spirit walker in this place. So I love that those are the reminders. For anybody that doesn't know, I will post a picture of the cards when the reading's done. Okay, and I'll put it on the community tab on my channel, and you can look there. So okay, they're talking to me about the natural world, which you are so deeply in command of as a Capricorn. King of the forest and the Celtic mythology and traditions, the earth god. Okay, so that wants to come on. I'm going to drop it right there. I like this. Let's see what we've got here. Look, 2 cards popped out. Fox and squirrel. So, you know how to be wily. We all know this about you. You're in your power. When you're in your power, you do exactly what squirrel does. Okay? You build your nest, and you are taking stock and storing the things that you're going to need for the future and preparing yourselves, preparing your nest, all those things. The other thing about squirrel is that it's very fast moving energy. So I think because the planets are continuing to move deeper into this cycle in 2020, and it's true for everybody, it's particularly true for people in the United States. The energy is going to move very rapidly. You're going to feel the need and the urge, and all of us, right, because of what's going on. I was just talking with a friend of mine who is a Capricorn, who lends me a lot of love and support for my journey and is really very, very helpful, resilient, resourceful, able to be nimble enough to make rapid shift and rapid change, even when things may feel a little confusing. We have that fox energy. So, you have to be wily in these days. And the guides are saying you're going to make sure that you are not being overly rigid. Make sure that you're being resourceful, you're able to be nimble, you're able to be wily like a fox. And fox is also one of the animal medicine totems in certain parts of the world for shamanism. So it is clearly what your being is attending to in a very shamanic way. You are going to make it through this tragedy that we're all experiencing. Got to stay nimble. Okay, so I like that. So let's take a look, and look what's on the bottom of the deck. Okay, this is about the sacred laws of the universe, keeping them. It's about looking deep inside. In this deck, if you look at the text, it talks about the mystical journey of Crow, who saw its shadow and pecked and pecked and pecked at its shadow until the shadow woke up and the transformation began. So these are all the things that the guides are talking about with you. They just really want you to know that you are loved and supported, and you're in for the journey of your lifetime, Capricorn. Anybody who's born a Capricorn in these days. Okay. So my guides they're all of a sudden they're talking about the children. They're saying even if you have children that are Capricorns, understand them in this way, please, because they will feel the weight of these days. And they will be responding in kind within themselves. As a parent, I understand. Something just jumped right out. I'll get to that in a second. I understand you have to give your kids boundaries. They need them in order to feel safe and to be able to trust you, and so that they can develop themselves within appropriate boundaries. It doesn't mean squelch your children and force them to follow the path that you want them to follow. That's the opposite of what you should do. You have to support them as they are. So my guides are talking about the Capricorn kids, and I think it's because by the time they get to adulthood, Pluto will have moved out of Capricorn completely, and then will be in Aquarius. So they're making reference to all the cards that came out and wanting parents to be very aware of your Capricorn children. They are going to feel the seriousness of what's going on. Kids, I think the kids need to be protected and assured that they're safe, all those kinds of things to the best of our ability, while being honest with them about what's happening to the level at which they can actually understand, comprehend, and manage. So, the cards are jumping. All right, so let's jump into it. I don't know if guides want to talk about that. So, Capricorn, there's you, under the light of all of these cards that just came out. Okay, woman of skill. That's a message. You hear the little ding? So, for those of you that don't know, I'm a nurse, and I'm getting messages from all across the country. Please come and help us. It's intense. So, I'm in the process of thinking that through. I'm not sure. I may have had a very mild case of this virus. I'm not going to get into it right now. I'm going to hope that in the next few weeks I might be able to get a test to find out. And if I have immunity, maybe I'll go. We'll see. So, Cappies, under the light of all those wonderful things just spoken, my guides are saying, there you are. As you have always been, they're saying, holding the thread of your own destiny. Okay? The woman of skill. Page of Wands. A lot of passion. New passion coming from inside of you. So that's the Tower of Inspiration. I can never do this, always backwards. There it is. Okay, she's holding the spool of her own destiny. She's in charge. Like you always are, Capricorn, you're in charge of your destiny. We all know that. Even though external forces cause problems and situations, my guides are saying it's because you have Pluto in your first house. But always trust that you're in charge of your own destiny. And whatever challenge will come, you are supercharged, my guides are saying. You'll be able to think it through, solve it, and continue to move forward, even if moving forward means standing still sometimes. It's very interesting. And one of the things I love about this when it comes up for Capricorn is that you are the sea goat. We don't talk about that in modern times very much, but there you are standing on the shore next to the water element. So plumb the depths of your own being. Understand that you are, it's funny, my guides are saying supercharged today, highly activated to understand the internal messages that are coming through to you and to work toward your own destiny. So, Cappies, look what else popped out. Are we surprised? It just, my guides, I was going to say, they won't let go of it. And they were saying to me, well, of course we're not letting go of it because Capricorns are going through hell, some of them, and they need to be reminded. So that's the King of Skill. All right. First card out is the Woman of Skill. That's the theme. This one is the theme of the message. That's you standing under the light of this message, all these cards that have come out. So we're talking about rapid progression through the remainder of the year, I think, but particularly in April, you have an opportunity because of the fact that Pluto was conjunct Jupiter and all the other transits. Okay, go look. My favorite astrologer, sacred astrologer, is Molly McCord. So she always has a lot of wonderful podcasts available for all the transits. Please go check it out if you haven't. All right. So here you are. There's definitely your power is intact, and you're in a new place, and you're fully vested with your passion, which I like. So let's take a look and see what's going on with your human journey. Okay, this month. Please give us messages for Capricorn for April. Look at that. Ace of Cups. Right? Vest yourself with all the love you have in your heart for this piece of this journey. As we psychologically, part of what's happening is we're settling into the notion of the terrifying things that are happening. We are beginning to come out of denial, and we're beginning to sink into this new reality, however long this may last. And I guess I'll do another reading about that. But, if you watch the news and you're watching actual news instead of propaganda news, then you'll understand what this is all about. The most important power that you have is the love that you have in your heart, and that is a place from which you shall be manifesting. That's what my guides are saying. Literally, you shall be manifesting in these days in this way, because that's what we need. And again, they're talking about the heart aches and the heartbreaks and the things that people are experiencing, including losing your job or shutting down your business or whatever it is that it might be, losing a family member, God forbid. And a lot of people have, haven't they? So stay focused in the heart chakra, and we'll see. Spirit, what is the message for Capricorn for the remainder of April? Please give us some messages. Yeah, of course. There's actually 2 cards. Look at that. Ooh, I like this. All right, so new journey. Okay, Ace of Cups. The highest order of love. And manifesting with the highest order of love with that energy that you carry. Okay? So here's what came out next. And this is about your human journey. So that's another ace. So we have the augury of art. The art of being a spirit in a human shell. Or a human shell inhabiting a spirit, whichever way you want to see it. And then directly followed by the augury of skill. So 2 aces, love and passion. What could be better than that? Look, first card on the human line of this reading. What is your human activity going to be addressing, experiencing, pondering, exploring? That's what this is about. So 2 aces in a row, understanding underneath, you holding your destiny in your hands. Very active, very highly activated. And so whatever it is that you feel passionate about, this is the moment to start putting it into place or to put your focus there in whatever way is appropriate within your own life. Okay? So it's interesting that this is what follows. That's the 8 of Cups. You're going to be walking away from something. And I think, again, we're talking about you as an individual and you as part of the human race. So this is a fairy tale for those of you who don't know. In this mythical deck from the Celtic mythology, it's about 2 individuals that happened upon a treasure map. It led them to the dungeon area of the basement area of a castle. They found the treasure bowl. They climbed up to plunder it, and they got stuck to it because it was not the correct path for them. So there are all kinds of things that you could wind around that. I'm going to trust you folks to understand the inference. So while you have this energy of creating something new, if I can get the cards up, with love and passion, of course you're going to let go of that thing that doesn't serve you. It might be a thing. It might be, like I just said, it might be a political party. I try not to go there, but it comes through, you know. Time to let go of all the things that don't serve humanity, that are within you, because you are part of the tapestry of beings. As an earth sign, you're leading the way. You have literally a very serious leadership position, and we see what happens when people who are in leadership positions are not up to the task. Chaos ensues, doesn't it? So my guides are saying things like, take it seriously and gently. Be gentle with yourself. Be loving with your family. If you are needing to let go, or you have had to let go of all of your concepts, all of the things that you took for granted, we're all going through it. Most of us, right? Luckily for some of my siblings that are working from home, they still have an income. It's not true for most people. And as the virus continues to move across the country, this is going to be experienced more deeply, especially for the people who are Capricorns, because as a human being, you're going to feel the vibration. That's part of the thing we don't talk about. We are connected. We are literally connected vibrationally. Science knows that our brain waves are connected now. So you can have a major impact in a positive way, depending on where you put your focus. So you have this ability to create something new. And that's, in fact, what's happening with the Capricorn people when these storms are over. We're not going back. We're going to walk forward. So that's the other piece of positive message in this, is focus on walking forward into your dreams, into your inspiration, into that which serves you as the king of skill. Okay, Cappies? Let's grab a bridge card. Spirit, can you give us a message for Capricorn, please, for April 2020? Okay, 2 things. Look at that. Queen of Battle. Cappy, that's the bridge card. All right, I'm just going to set this down carefully because we got a couple of cards popping out. So, Queen of Battle. The Morrigan. That's the Queen of Swords. So, you know, as a Cappy, the bridge to the spiritual realm of your existence. We've talked about the overview through the oracle cards. We're talking about your human walk, my guides call it, this month, for the remainder of the month, and the bridge that is the gateway, in a sense, to you as a soul journey. There's a lot of words coming through. They're talking about the gateway. They're talking about the way in which you connect with your soul contract this month is by being the Queen of Battle. And look at her. She's a mystical guide across. So that's what all this love and passion, new ideas, connecting to that which no longer serves you, and walking into your future. She's going to just liberate you by cutting away all the BS deep inside of you and probably the connections you have as a human being. So she's a shapeshifter. This beautiful queen would support her people by flying across the battlefield. She would shapeshift into a crow and peck out the eyes of the enemies. So don't peck anybody's eyes out, but understand the virulence with which your response, you're going to feel it inside of you, I think. And the response, it's very interesting what's coming out. Hang on, let me grab up the cards. So the first response, it's very interesting. See this? This is how it's lined up. I'm going to show you. And like I said, the photo will be on the community tab. So we have this supporting your transition, your movement. That's the bridge that you're going to use internally and I think externally in this next month as we go forward. And there's the soul level. Look, the lover. That's the lover's card. In this deck, it's known as the lover of devotion. Do you see how clear she is? She knows she has to choose her pathway, and she does it from her heart. So look at that. That's beautiful, Capricorn. Really beautiful. So I'm happy for you because I like the way this is unfolding in this most intense of times. So Spirit, please give us some more messages for beautiful Capricorn on the soul journey. What's the soul contract, Cappy, this month? In this phase, my guides are calling it this phase. Okay, there it is. Next card. Look. Ooh, Capricorn. I like it. So you're doing battle, okay? Look at you. That's a perfect reflection in this moment, given how this reading is shaping up. You see that? There's almost no words that need to be spoken. Look, here's the other thing about it. Do you see what the woman of battle is looking at? So your soul contract in this moment, wow, we're all under such massive stress. Our hearts are being awakened. We're grieving, all of us, right? We're beginning, like my guides are saying, we're beginning to come out of denial. And we're going to be, our battle, your battle, Cappy, is going to be focused on that which is in your heart. Those things, those people, those causes, whatever it might be, that part of you that wants to devote itself in a very sacred way to the love that you literally feel in your heart, because you have the power, literally this month, to manifest it. And you, right? You and your soul being looking right at each other, looking right at the desire. And my guides are just saying, look, as a soul being on that level, you literally have the power. They're saying the word vested. You've been vested with the power and the star conjunctions, the planetary conjunctions, to act and create whatever you can imagine. Very interesting. All right, so let's get one more on the soul level. Whew, please give us something for Capricorn. Soul journey, soul contract, April 2020. Please give us one more card to indicate they're saying, pardon me, the workings of the soul. So again, while I woke up this morning, I think while I'm asleep. I know a lot of you probably do the same thing. I do my best thinking sometimes while I'm asleep. Yeah. Okay. Look. Steve. Cappy. That person is a healer. She was connected to the King of Battle. We see the Queen of Battle here, and some indications about, oh my guys are, obviously they're talking about the royal lineage, things like that. So it's a long story. Won't quite go into all of it, but she's picking herbs for healing from a gravestone. Look at that. So, Cappy, I think because of your energy and because of your placement in these times, my guides are saying, they want you to understand that you're going to feel the weight of it and that you are going to be able to bring forward the healing from that which is passing off. And it may be a loved one. Some of you are going to lose loved ones. It's very sad, but it's going to happen. It may be from my guides are saying, the planetary situation, the reason you came here in a leadership position, to be able to provide the pathway for all of us, in a sense, and to take up the healing and to do the transformation. Do you see how she's come across? There's light coming in from behind the mountains, and she's come across. So that's the gravestone of her brother that she's kneeling at. Her brother was also a great healer, and he performed a mystical healing for the King of Battle. The King of Battle lost his hand in a battle, in a sword fight. Her brother was able to help him grow his hand back so he could reascend to the throne. Someone murdered him. As a result, right? My guides are saying, it's like Shakespeare, it's a Shakespearean kind of story. So there she is, and even from the grave, the healing was still coming through, right through the gravestone. So there's a lot of indications there. Think deeply about what that means in all aspects, my guides are saying, of the situation that we're in. Those souls who are here that are crossing over, they, I believe, Cappy, will still be with us. And for some reason, it's being discussed with you that part of the healing that's going to happen as a result of what we're going through, it's going to continue to be coming through from the souls who, depending on what you believe, had a contract to come here and experience a crossing over as a result of this virus. So I could go on for probably another half an hour just about this, but Cappy, understand that's the last card in the sequence of energies and flow and events in the line of my reading that indicates what's going on with your soul contract. How is your human life reflecting it? So let's get one more. Let's get an outcome card. Spirit, can you please give us an outcome for a beautiful Capricorn? Okay, hang on. This wants to come out. I like it. It's a nice way to close up the reading. 4 swords. So I think, folks, you're going to feel, Cappies, you're going to feel really pressed. You might feel the weight of the moments that we're in. You might be in a particular battle, so to speak, for yourself. We got a lot of swords on the table in significant placements. And the message is, be in your strength. Be in your passion. Understand that you hold your destiny in your hand. Without fail, my guides are saying, you hold your destiny in your hand. And when you come through this month, at the end of this particular period, you're going to have some rest. You're going to go deep inside. And I think you're going to connect in this way. I think that's what the soul level contract is about. So you're going to be able to go deep inside. And maybe you'll be communicating with folks who have passed over for one reason or another that might not be connected at all to this current crisis. So if that's happening for any of you and you want to have some assistance speaking to folks on the other side or somebody that you lost, please go to my website. I actually have to self-remind again. I am dropping the price on all my readings in a way that's drastic. I'm just going to charge $25, right? Just in the hope that anyone who needs a reading, if you're out of work or you've had to shut down your business or whatever the case may be, maybe you're grieving, etc., please contact me. I'm here to help you in the best way that I can, all right? So go deep, Cappy. Take your rest. Take care of yourself. They're talking about me now, all right? So in case you're new and you don't know, I'm an earth sign. So earth signs are really carrying in the way an earth sign would do, right? We're focused on duty. We're focused on creating. We're focused on being strong. We're focused on bringing order out of chaos. All those kinds of things. That's on the menu for all the earth signs. So we are feeling very stressed, and some of us are feeling very compressed and, trying to figure out what is it we're meant to do in these moments. So please know that by the end of the month, or maybe as you come through the month, take rest, take time, go deep inside, connect to the spirit guides that you have, connect to your inspiration in whatever way it comes to you. I'm not here to tell you how to do it. I'm just here to encourage you to take self-care time, to go deep inside and rest and ponder all these things. I think you're already doing it. I'm just here to confirm it. Okay, gang. So I'm just going to pull. I think my guides would like me to pull from the bag of runes. Let me see what I did with it. Here they are. They're talking to me about your journey forward. They want you to have something from the ancient Norse tradition. Let's see. Okay, Spirit. Look, beautiful. Looks like a lightning strike, doesn't it? That's the rune for wholeness. So that's the journey that you're on. And I do believe all these, well, the last 3 years since I've been here on YouTube, that's been the focus, is bringing you into your moment of wholeness so you can take your power to the zenith point. So that's all the things that this is talking about. So understand, when you come to this moment, as you go through the month, you're going to feel an urge to go deep and to, my guides are saying, and to grab up your wholeness and just sort of hug it to you. So there are a little words coming through about making sure that you do this from a joyful place. I had to remind myself this morning when I woke up, how lucky I am. I have a beautiful place to live. I have, I don't have an electric bill. I don't have a heat bill. I don't have a water bill. I built this house for those reasons. I wanted to really be off the grid, be free to the best of my ability. So I, like you, I have all kinds of things that I do have to manage still because I live the American life to a large degree. So basically the guides are saying, allow yourself to feel your wholeness while the shift and change is happening. When you go deep and you do your prayer, your meditation, or just sleep, go to bed early. You're going to feel the stress of what's going on, whether you're consciously engaged with it or not. So allow yourself to focus on those things that make you feel whole and that make you feel calm, that make you feel, help you to be present as much as possible with the love energy that, my guys just said, that you will be employing and the passion that goes with that. All right, Cappy, so I'm glad that rounds out the message. I think it's perfect. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, and I, Goddess willing, will be here to speak with you again soon. Okay? So, gang, I'm going to click over to the chat room, see who's there, maybe have some fun with you folks for a minute, and then I'll clip off. So anybody who has to head out with their day, thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Spread the love, Cappy. Ooh, you have the ability. Just be, okay, my guys just said just be the love. Just let your love and passion shine. All right? If you have any questions and you want to hang out with me for a few minutes, I'm going to head over to the chat room, see who's there. Okay, gang? Thanks a lot. Primary feathers. Hi, Melinda. Infinity in form. I am. We are one. Wow. That's awesome. Your partner's a Cappy. Wow. So, gang, hey, thanks for hanging out for me. I did this in a very impromptu way. As you can tell, I'm still just exhausted. I think the fear and the stress that I experienced from my exposure to the virus, in the moments before I said, okay, I can't continue to be here in this place. It's not safe for me. I had to finally listen to myself, and I got in my car and, I just drove. I drove nonstop almost for 4 days, and I'm home. So I'm still shaking it off. And I went through my fear moment a couple days ago. And like I said, I woke up this morning and I thought, oh, thank God. I don't know. With hindsight, we look back at the decisions that we've made in moments like this, right? and say, how are those decisions that I made 20 years ago affecting me now? And it really helped me to get sort of back into the, ooh, am I lucky? And how I can just focus on that while loving and supporting the people around me and doing what I can to spin order out of this chaos. So that's why I'm dropping the price on the readings. I don't know how long. I mean, I'm quarantined for 14 days. So I think today is day number 6 for me. I got home in the wee hours of the second, just as we were crossing over. So, Primary Feathers, how the heck are you? Where are you? Are you still in Michigan? I'm very curious to know where everybody is. Hey, Melinda, so nice to connect with you too. It's been such a strange 6 months for me. I've just had so many fantastic adventures, and it's very surreal for me to be here at Moonrise Cottage all of a sudden, unanticipated. And every morning I wake up and I'm here and I think, how did I get here? What happened? Why am I here? Why did they send me home? Obviously, it's for safety reasons, but I think there is more purposing than that, so we'll see. Infinity, where are you? I'd love to know where people are chiming in from. Nelson, British Columbia, is that correct? There's a little bit of a, hey, Suzanne, there's a little bit of a delay, you guys. So when you type your message in, I won't see it. Just to keep me from getting overwhelmed, it takes 30 seconds or a little more for me to see the message, okay? Suzanne, you're in Northeast Pennsylvania. I just drove through there. What town are you in? Yeah, so you're in Canada. Infinity, you're in Canada. What's going on in Canada? How are you folks up there? Is everybody doing okay? Cold as fire, hot as ice. Hi, darling, you're in Utah. Corona hit there 2 weeks ago. Oh, you had an earthquake? Isn't it intense what's happening to the earth? We have had all the hurricanes. We have had the fires. It's like the pressure of these moments is pulling the earth apart. And now the virus. It's intense, isn't it? Yeah, I'm sure it's gorgeous where you live. You're in Potsdam. I'm glad that you're doing great, Suzanne. Well, Linda, how about you? How are you doing? You doing okay? You and your family? So, Infinity, you're all on lockdown, except groceries. No one's interacting. Good, that's the way it should be. Cold as fire, yeah. It was weird. Yeah, intense. Yeah, the fear is the intense part. I went through my fear cycle. You want to know something funny? Let me show you something, guys. You'll get a laugh. So not last October, the October before, the floor that I've been waiting for 20 years finally was installed here at Moonrise Cottage. So after driving across the country with my wipes and my, I don't know what, bravado, I didn't have a face mask. I had gloves and I had my Clorox wipes. And so I just stayed, that's part of why I stayed in my car. I just thought, I'm not going to play with this because I know that there's no immunity. Humans have no immunity. That's why. It's part of why it's happening the way it is. So I get home, and when I was getting ready to leave, I was sort of reorganizing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Look what I found, you guys. It's going to make you laugh. I'm so deeply grateful. Check it out. Look what I have. Can you imagine? because I've been terrified to go out. And I thought, well, I'm going to order seeds and I'm going to plant greens, which I'm going to do anyway, because I'm not going to the store. I can eat beans and rice for the next 20 years. And I'm going to order those on Amazon if I can get them. 25 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds of each. And I'm just staying home until this is over. So I thought, well, okay, now, because this has 2 filters in it, it's high test. Thank God. So, you can still buy things if you have money and you can do it. You can still buy things like this on the internet. All right, guys. And I would encourage everybody, there are videos out there. None of them are perfect. Some of them, I find the stuff from the CDC extraordinarily confusing. And frankly, I feel some of it's ill-advised. Like they just finally put out a thing saying, oh, yeah, you should probably wear a face mask. Seriously? You were telling people, no, don't bother? For how many months? Ooh, my alter ego is Aunt Velvet. It gets her knickers get all in a twist. It's like, I can't imagine. So, Cold as fire, you need one. Yeah, we all need one. And when it comes to fear, it's an appropriate. Okay, my guides are saying knowledge and understanding. It's an appropriate piece of knowledge. It's there to serve us. In a moment like this, it's appropriate. It's giving you a message. Pay close attention, right? So go and watch all the videos about how you wash your hands. I've watched a lot of them just to see which one I want to recommend, if any. There's one thing that none of those videos ever talk about. And it's really important, especially in these moments. Okay, so 20 seconds, not enough. Do it for a minute, okay? Use the surfactant, the soap, or whatever, helps the virus slide off. Kind of up to here, right? Just because. When you're done and you're rinsing your hands, turn them upside down and rinse from here. Hang your hands down into the sink and rinse from there down, and have to the best of your ability. I've had to sort of reset up my house for safety, right? So I always have a clean towel by the kitchen sink because that's where I usually wash my hands. The water in the bathroom sink is not working yet. So I got to come downstairs, wash my hands. And, my little house is basically, it's a cottage, it's one room. So most of my day is spent down in this space, and the kitchen's right over there. So, and you guys can't ever see my kitchen. Someday I'll have to give you a whole tour. But, in terms of managing bacteria or virus or anything that you don't want to be infected with, if you're washing your hands and the water's running down, guess where the virus is going? It's dripping all down your arms. Okay, so rinse from this point down to the fingertips, let it drip off, then grab your towel, and do not touch the faucet. Okay, the faucet is a vector until you take your Clorox wipe and you wipe that off. You got to think really deeply about all this stuff. So I guess that's enough of a rant about that stuff. But it worries me a little bit because how do you know unless you know? I know because I worked as a nurse for all those years. So, Suzanne, the media is controlled by the deep state. Well, that's a conversation, isn't it? So I posted some weeks back some links, I think when I was up in Abiquiu, and I did a couple videos. I guess there's a lot of opinions about what the deep state is. I don't have the Donald Trump version of the deep state when I say that term, but clearly there is a magnitude of order that most of us don't know anything about. We never will. It's not meant for us to know, well, according to those that are in control, blah, 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 right? But this virus was not an accident of nature. It's engineered, and it was part of a bioweapons engineering program, and it's happened a lot. The lab, there are biosafety labs all around the world. We have, I don't even know how many in the United States. So there was a Chinese scientist working in the biocontainment lab, biosafety lab here in the United States in conjunction with the folks in Canada. If we can believe it, that person went back to the biosafety lab in China. Guess where that is? It's in Wuhan. And the rest is history, isn't it? So hopefully once this crazy, horrific government-induced, my guides are saying apocalypse, in a way, that's how it feels to us. That's why we're afraid, right? When this is over, and I think I said it at the time, we're just really going to have to take our power back. It's very interesting, the intersection of some of the concerns and stated desires of the Republicans when it comes to words like deep state, and the same kind of concerns on the other side of the aisle. Those things are coming to the middle now, I think. I think that's part of what's going to happen because, extremism is never good. And hopefully whatever the need for coming to these polemics was all about, that's hopefully, please, dear Goddess, I hope that's coming to an end. And so, again, reflecting back to the reading, just focus on the love. Just focus on that. Let the vibration send it out. Take your rest. Take care of yourself to the best of your ability. And don't go anywhere unless you have a mask like that, right? So, wear gloves. I don't know if you can see it. Hang on. I can never, with the screen that I see on YouTube. All right, you see that little cut on my finger? That's why you wear gloves. My guides are being very scientific today. So that little cut is a break in my skin, which is the protective covering for my body to prevent bacteria and viruses and whatever from getting in. And we have a lot of them that we don't even see if your hands are dry and chapped from all the hand washing. Just wear the gloves when you go to the supermarket. Wear whatever mask you can. Wear eye protection. Any place there's mucosa, protect yourself. And then, when you take the gloves off, you grab the first one from the from the palm of your hand, pull it off, drop it into the trash. The other one, put your finger up inside, pull it off, drop it into the trash. And then go wash your hands in the manner that I said. And, it's true, we're going to have to teach ourselves not to touch our face. It's hard because we do it all the time. I do it when I'm thinking, right? So, I don't know. Y'all protect yourself out there. Suzanne, you have peace about it. Yeah, I know. Well, that whole idea of people sort of not really being human, not being connected. I think many of us, maybe all of us, go through those moments. And it is fear-based, isn't it? Sometimes it's greed, but greed to me is a form of fear. So whatever that's all about, I think one would hope that we're having a rectification. I saw some videos this morning. I thought, well, what's going on in China, So there are a lot of people in China who are trying to get the real truth out about what's happening. And in fact, the physician who I think was working in that lab in Wuhan tried to sound the alarm. He got sick. It's probably how it started. The CDC wants to know, well, what's person zero? Who was the first person? I think it was probably that guy. He's dead now. So he put out a video. It went out all over Facebook. Chinese government took it down, and he died. Or they killed him, one or the other, to try to warn the world. So there are Chinese citizens. I think there's a giant uprising going on there. And because they are not connected to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, they're not allowed to be on there. They're trying to get the videos out, I think, on the deep net. So if you see anything like that, download it. That's how we can help them so it doesn't get disappeared, which is what's been happening. So anyways, go and check that out. Obviously, we know they're just lying about everything, like our government is, the top levels of our government just lying. And God bless the president, but he is impaired mentally and morally and in all kinds of ways. So very interesting that that's the person that's at the helm. What does that say about all of us, right? So, my theory is vote carefully. You have the power to catapult somebody to a position like that. Think really critically. Do they have the capacity or not? This person clearly does not, and he's got an advancing dementia, and we're screwed, basically. So, what's going to happen is that the government I hope with the pressure of that, all the pressure that's coming from the outside, they are beginning to use the military to build hospitals and things like that. So the people who have the capacity to be in charge are just going to take charge, and the president's going to still stand up there every day and speak idiocy. My kids are saying speak idiocy. So hope I'm not offending anybody, but that's what's real, and I think it's just time to face it. So let's see what else. Yeah, Infinity, I really agree. Your prime minister is allowing migrant workers into the country to help Canadian farmers. Yeah, I mean, where's the line, right? Everybody is affected by this. There's all kinds of crazy misinformation going on. All right, I'm just scrolling through the messages, guys. Suzanne, you're in peace about it. I'm glad. Okay, so Infinity, you're talking about having the power to hold our own center and stay in love and hold our attention on the world. That's right. So, and Suzanne, yes, that meditation 444. So, there's a lot of that going on. And I think part of why my guides have been hyper focused on this tapestry for 2 years, it's been going on. And part of what's happening is that this club, they're calling us this club, this little club here at Moonrise Cottage, we are meant to be doing things like that and joining the tapestry of other souls, because we are going to have a grand conjunction, I believe. I'm not certain, but I'm thinking that it's going to be on the eclipse in July. I don't know. And then I think probably it's part of why I was sent home, so that I could really focus and have internet and get myself ready and prepare the pathway for all of us that want to join together in a vibrational way. To connect at the life source point within us. That's what my guides have been talking about. I haven't had internet, so I haven't even really been able to talk about it. So I'm going to do my best to keep resting and taking care of myself. I have my mask, so I might foray out to the grocery store to stock up on some canned goods and things like that. Let's see. Yeah, and with David Wilcott. So I'm glad to know you folks are doing that. I'm glad to know. So let's just keep each other in our hearts. We know that we exist. That's one of the wonderful things about the internet and YouTube and coming together in a way like this. I know you're out there. I'm focusing on all of you, and let's just keep building. Okay, it's the energetic pathways, what my guides are talking about. So I'm getting pictures about what it is, if you could really see energetic vibration, what it would look like. That's what they're flashing in front of my head. Okay, Suzanne, I'm reading your message. Yeah, yes, we are connecting to the higher realms, quote unquote. I think particularly the higher realms within us. There's something deeply profound and mystical happening. Despite this, but now it's within this storm that we're experiencing. I believe, that's what I believe, given the kind of connections that I've had over the last year or so, and particularly the connections that I made while I was in New Mexico and the things that happened there. I was able to have some experiences that, well, for me, for my way of thinking, helped me verify the path that I'm on and the types of information that come through to me. So I think, gang, I've been yammering on. I think I'm going to head out, and I'm going to try. It's 3 o'clock, so I've been here for an hour. That's probably enough. Unless anybody else has any request or any question or any thought they want to share, I think I'm going to wrap. That's probably it for today. And day by day, my energy's coming back. I'm feeling a little bit better. So I have one more major chore to accomplish, and hopefully then I will have hot water and life will come back to some form of normalcy for me. And as the days go on, I'll be more rested. And then I think, depending on what happens, I think I'm just meant to hunker down here and spend as much time with you folks as I can, which will be awesome. Okay. All right, gang. So, hey, thanks for being here so much. I really appreciate it. Sending you all my love. Very truly, whatever vibration I can send from here, it's going out to each of you. It's part of why I'm doing the live streams, because I really want to have a physical connection that I can visualize and understand. Okay? And I'll see you soon. I'll probably be back tomorrow. Haven't figured out what time's going to work for me, but I will be back and I'll try to get the readings out. I'm going to try to do them live stream. That's going to take a lot of energy to get them out sort of in bulk. My guides are saying do them in bulk. So I think I'm still a little too tired to do 4 or 5 readings live stream. But I'll get there. They're telling me by this coming weekend. All right, so love to you all. Cold as Fire, thank you. Infinity, Suzanne, everybody that's here. Melinda, thanks so much for being here with me. Primary Feathers, if you're still on, thank you. Sending you love, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to see you. I had lots of plans to go and see people who are friends of the channel, and I just didn't get to do any of it. It's very sad. I was so bummed out. But thanks, guys. Namaste, and my guides are saying greatest love to all of you, and I'll see you soon. Okay, thanks. Let's see if I can figure out how to turn this off. Bye. See you next time.